Hello, Laura. This is Dimitris calling from Chicago and Metalkaoz. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Thanks very much for taking the time to have a chat with us.
I'm a little bit distracted by the artwork on the back. Is it sideways?
It is, yeah. That's one of my paintings. It's an eagle, sort of in ink.
Oh, I thought it was a mountain. Now, oh my goodness, I feel like a fool. Yes, I can see it's an eagle. Oh my goodness. Great. And that's about it. That was my question.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me hit reset in my brain. But you paint. You didn't paint though the latest artwork for King Witch.
No, I didn't. We got a friend to do it this time, and I'm so glad we did because she did an amazing job of it. We've worked with her before. She did t-shirts for us previously, and she does like artwork for a really cool festival in Ireland. So I just got in touch with her with an idea, and she basically nailed it first time. So
I will ask about that. But
yeah, cool.
I confused myself with your artwork. I thought to ask to make it sound better. Before we start talking about the new album, I guess congratulations for the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy for us. 10 years. Wow. Doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, I guess after around 2000, I want to say, time flies, right? I don't know why. I don't know why that happens.
I think because of COVID as well, that whole space and time, basically, I don't know, it just feels like that, like we've lost all that time there. It's what was that, like 2 years or something?
Yeah, even as you said, I don't even remember when it started, when it ended, and how well things went, but I don't think we became better because, there were so many discussions. Take your time to reflect yourself, to improve yourself, all these nice, joyful things, but none of this happened.
Nah, well, like I think maybe for a small amount of time it did, but after being stuck in the house for about 6 months, you start to sort of feel a bit unusual.
Sure, but we got out. We got out. We should appreciate what we have right now. Yeah. And don't be acting like something. How come did you decide to give it such a simple title, 3?
3? Well, there isn't really a big story behind it. Jamie just quite liked, like 3, like he was keen on, if it's good enough for Zeppelin, it's good enough for us. It's our 3rd album. There's 3 members of the band now. It was just nice and simple. It looked cool in the artwork. But there's no big story behind it. We could have called it, I guess, anything from the album. Like Suffering Life would have been quite cool for the album title, but we all agreed that we quite liked 3.
Yeah, and they say, at least it used to be said, that the 3rd album is the most important album for the band because such and such, but hey.
A lot of people have actually been saying that to us, and I didn't actually know that was a thing, but I feel like we all feel it in the band that this is our best work. So I don't know what anybody else thinks, but that's what we think.
Honestly, I have heard of the band, but 3 was let's say my debut, and I love what I hear.
Cool.
So there is a 5-year gap between Body of Light and this one.
Yeah, there is.
COVID included, though. Sure. So any other specific reason why it took so long to?
So we had just come off a European tour with Green Lung, and we played Desert Fest. And Desert Fest was actually our last gig before we split with Lyle, our drummer, like amicably. There was no sort of bad terms, but we were, a couple of us in the band were going through quite a lot of big personal sort of things, and we thought it was maybe time just to take a little break. And then Jamie and I, we are a couple. We had a little boy. So
congratulations.
So he has taken up quite a lot of our time. There is no, and there's not a lot of sleep or, but but yeah, so that's it really. Like, just having a baby, basically, you know, it took up a big chunk of time. We didn't really have time to sort of, you know, record or until he was a little bit older, and then we just sort of all got to put our heads together, went into the studio, and we already had some of these songs sort of semi-ready because Jamie did a lot of writing during COVID, and we pieced it all together in the recording studio, and yeah, and then that was it, and we just sort of recorded it, and it was actually, you know, like pretty painless doing it because we did it in Jamie's studio, which was really good.
Mm-hmm. So that's it doesn't cover, because having a child is not that's it moment. It takes over your life. So
yeah,
it makes perfect
yes.
sense. Related to that, and I'm sorry if this question doesn't sound out of place, but usually they say for women, right? When you give birth, it makes your voice sound better. There, I said it.
Better. I actually heard that it would, I think, change your voice, but for the worse. So I was quite worried after I'd had my son, thinking that maybe my voice would change, but I don't think it has changed. I guess I don't know. Like, if you were thinking about it scientifically, your diaphragm and your whole rib cage expands, so there's more room in there for you to have like a lot more, maybe more lung power. I don't know.
Or even the hormones. I mean, this giving birth is not an easy task to do, so it takes a toll on your entire body. So
I don't know, like, if it sounds better or not. I do know, I personally feel that I'm really happy with how my vocals turned out on this album, and I'm usually really, really critical about everything that I do. But in this album, I feel really like quite confident about it and quite happy.
Is it my ears, or there is a little bit lower register in your voice, or a wider range, maybe?
Maybe like a wider range. We went for a different approach on this one, where I tried to sort of not belt the whole time. So there's obviously belting in it, but I tried to sort of rein it in a little bit, and that allowed me to be able to do lower notes a lot easier. So it's a lot more dynamic, but in recording I wasn't like shouting the whole time, which I think worked in our favor.
So with this change in your approach of the vocals, the music had to follow. So did you change your songwriting approach compared to, at least, to Body of Light?
No, like, we don't. So Jamie writes the majority of the music, and then I'll once he's done the bare bones of it, I'll come in and write melodies and lyrics on top of that. We've never changed our approach. There's never been. We generally just write songs that we like, and like that we want to hear. And if other people want to listen to it, then that's obviously a bonus. But I think Jamie, in this album, Jamie sort of trimmed it down. So he cut off the fat and made it a much more sort of concise album, I guess. So that's why the songs are a bit shorter. They're maybe a little bit more, like the verse chorus sort of style, whereas Body of Light is kind of got a riff on riff on riff on riff. So I guess that we did change it in that respect, but we didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't like a purposeful thing.
Well, yeah. It's the way I asked the question made it look like that, make it sound like that, but it wasn't. I was thinking more of, as you said, maybe remove, not the fat, as you said. It sounded terrible.
Sorry, that's not a nice way of saying it.
Remove some of the complexity that you guys had in the previous album, maybe something like that.
Yeah, definitely. You've put it much better than I did.
And you said that Jamie did the production and the mixing, correct?
Yeah, Jamie did. He did it all, yeah.
And for the mastering, you work with Grant Berry, right?
Yes, I think it's Fader. He works at, I think it's Fader Studio. I can't actually remember what the name of the studio is, but yeah, he. We're really happy with how he gave it a like Jamie's mix was really good before we sent it to him, but the master has got a real warmth and sort of and texture to it. It's really cool. We're really happy with how it turned out.
So was there a specific reason for choosing fader mastering, as you said?
Yeah, I think that's the name of it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we knew a couple of people that had used them before, and we thought that their tracks had actually turned out really well, and he's got a really good reputation. So Jamie had sent him a couple of tracks just to do a test. When he sent them back, it was like, wow, that sounds ace. So we decided just to go with them for the full album.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, you mentioned that now the band is 3-piece. You have 3 members. So, however, in the album, the drums were recorded by Andrew Scott. So he's not a member of the band.
He's not a full-time member. He's a gun for hire, as you might say. Mm-hmm. But we know him very well. So Jamie and I used to be in a band before King Witch, and Andy was a drummer in that band. Right. So we know him really well. He's a really, really good drummer, talented guy. So when Lyle had left, we wanted to obviously get the album out and finish it. And he was like an obvious choice for us because he was really quick to pick up the songs. He's and he's just like a really hard hitter, and he's technically excellent. So he's going to be doing the gigs with us.
Right.
And who knows? You never know. Maybe he'll decide that he would like to sort of, like join the band. I'm not sure, but the way that it is just now is working quite well for us all. So
perfect. And following my confusion about the artwork, we started talking about the actual artwork. And you said that you gave Blasted Heathen, right?
Yeah, her name's Roseanne, but she goes by Blasted Heathen on Instagram. Well, actually, I did come up with an idea for the album, and we've handed it to Listenable. And they were like, yeah, that's cool, but I think we could get something better. And I was like,
so hold on, pause. I need to hear what was the original idea, if you don't mind.
It was a painting I'd done years ago called Bark at the Moon. And it's like it's kind of stencil paint wolf that's spitting blood into the sky. I mean, it's cool, and we all really liked it. We thought, this is cool. But Laurent at Listenable, who doesn't mince his words, said, it's really cool, but I think it doesn't really speak to me about like what this album is. And I think he was right to say that, because, and I wasn't offended or anything, because we wanted it. We were really happy with the album, and we wanted to have the best artwork. And so I went to Roseanne, Blasted Heathen, and gave her an idea of, I told her what the album was about. So the album's about, like life and death, light and dark, corruption, innocence. And I thought it would be cool to have a sort of yin-yang concept. I thought wolves would be cool because it represents maybe the fierceness of the human spirit in sort of dire circumstances. And you've obviously got like the light and dark side of it. And I gave her that, and she came back with 4 ideas. All of them were amazing. So it was really difficult to choose which one to go for. But in the end, we really went with the yin yang concept, which we'd kind of originally talked about. And she just refined it. It didn't take her too long, but it was just, we're so happy with it. She just nailed it. It just speaks to us exactly what the album's about. So yeah.
So you mentioned yin and yang, and then all the themes that you mentioned are dark. So yin and yang is all about balance.
Yeah.
And you mentioned all things dark. So where is the light?
Well, no, there isn't everything dark. So you've got the light and the dark.
Okay.
So you've got life and death. You've got innocence and corruption. So it's kind of like, like the opposite ends of everything. And in the album, musically, you've got darkness in sound, but then you've also got uplifting moments. So the album has a bit of both in there as well. And lyrically, although I talk about sort of like maybe darker subjects, there's also sort of positive aspects to it as well. So there's a balance. It's not all doom and gloom.
Well, it's doom metal, so.
Well, yeah.
It has to be doom.
Has to be a bit doomy.
So again, and maybe it may sound silly making this connection. So you be giving birth, and then writing all these dark lyrics with a positive spin at some point. Does it add stress to raising a child in this modern world?
Yeah. If I sit and think about it too much, then it's easy to make yourself sort of stress out about it, because he's so young, and it is the world is a different place to what it was when maybe we were younger.
Yes.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe our parents used to think the same when we were children as well. I don't know. Just when you just watch the news, like current affairs just now, it's just hard not to feel like the world is a bit fucked.
Yes.
Politically, environmentally, you know, like it's just a bit mad. But at the same time, I think it's important that you don't like let it consume you. You've got to sort of be able to like find a way to sort of be positive in it and try and live a positive life, and we hopefully like will instill that into our son as well.
You know what? I strongly believe that the conditions the younger generations are living are difficult, especially because, you know, back in when I was younger, at least, the things that you hear, you learned were in very confined space. Your universe was smaller.
Yeah.
Now with the internet, with all these social outlets, you can hear everything, and most of the times you hear only the bad stuff.
Yeah, I know that is quite scary actually, and also just social media in general. Although it's a bit of a necessity for as a band,
Correct.
you need it. I generally don't like it very much, and nobody in the band particularly likes it. It can be poisonous, and yeah, it's just and it's fake quite a lot of the time. I don't know. It just it will be difficult when it comes. You know, like he's obviously not going to be able to stay away from screens or phones or whatever because everybody's got them now. So I don't know. That'll be a challenge for us, I think.
So as a band, how do you experience all this toxicity? Although I don't want to move away from the album, but this sounds very interesting to me. How do you isolate yourself as a band, as an artist, from this toxicity?
Well, you kind of, I don't know. It's quite hard to answer that. As a band, you end up in your own bubble. So you are sort of blocked out from what's going on in a way, which I think is a good thing. And that, like, it's an outlet for yourself. So if you are feeling shit, like going to a band practice or being with your bandmates, it feels like you've locked yourself into this little creative bubble with a bunch of people that you really like and enjoy being around, and you can play music that you enjoy and just like vent, you know, and you've just blocked everything out. And I think when it comes to being creative and writing music, like for me personally, it still feels like you're in that creative bubble, but you can allow aspects of the outer world to sort of come in, and that's kind of like that's where my lyrics come from. I think I'm not sure about how Jamie's sort of the way he does it, but that's how it works for me.
That bubble you described is the same for us, the fans. We go to a concert, and this is our bubble.
Yeah,
about it.
It's a good feeling, especially when you're with other people who are all in your bubble. You're all there for the same reason, and you're feeling the same thing, and it's like quite a special feeling. It's cool.
Yeah. Music has been our heaven for decades now.
Yeah.
You mentioned the lyrics. When do you start writing lyrics? After you have a hear of a demo of some basic structure of the song?
Yeah, so I like to be able to get a feel for what the song is like. So Jamie will send me a basic sort of how he thinks maybe a verse might sound and a possible sort of chorus or whatever, and I'll listen to it and I'll think about how it makes me feel, and then I'll start sort of thinking about lyrics around it like that. And if I come up with an idea, I'll take it into the practice room and we'll start constructing the rest of the song. sort of around what we both have. So sometimes he'll say, "Oh, that doesn't work," and I'm like, "What?"
Okay.
But I can say the same thing to him as well. It's like, "Oh, I think you should cut this bit out here because I think you could get a cool vocal line in there." So yeah, that's kind of how we do it.
I wonder how easy it is to separate your family life from your writing music life.
It is really easy, actually.
It is okay.
Yeah. Well, Jamie and I have been in bands for 20 years, and we've been a couple for 20 years. So it's never, although we've like our sons, we've just had a son, like our boy, for 2 years now, but never has our relationship been a thing in the band because it feels like it's two separate things, really.
Wow.
Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, obviously people know that we're, a couple, but it's not a thing.
Mm. And then, as you said, that you listen to the music and you write lyrics the way it makes you feel. So now I wonder, what happened with Suffer in Life? What did those riffs did to you? do to you?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what was. It's hard because it was so long ago that we started writing. I think it was just because a lot of the album is basically about like the way the world is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know I don't know why. I hope it doesn't come across as being too negative. The song.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Who cares? This is how you guys felt. That's about it. I mean.
Yeah, that's just how I felt at the time. I think, like, I was kind of going through a bit of a rough patch. That's one of the reasons why there was such a big gap. And I think mentally I was in a sort of darker place than maybe more so than normal. And that's just where the words were coming from, sort of maybe a slightly darker place.
So, hearing what you just said, obviously you have, for these specific songs, for example, for these lyrics, does the fact that you will be singing this and maybe for more live dates become a trigger to remind you of that dark patch?
No, it doesn't. In fact, like, I think it's a good thing. I think the lyrics I wrote for this album have all like come from a much more personal place than previous albums, which I think helped me bring a wee bit more emotion into the album when we were recording. So when it comes to doing live shows, I think it feels like it comes easier. So the music feels much more natural, if you know what I mean. Like, it feels like I can feel it like more because it's come from such a personal place.
You know what? Maybe this is why your vocals have added this wider range, because you have added more emotion there.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, like, probably, like, there's just maybe there's more feeling to it.
Yeah. You have added a bonus track for CD for the digipack, right? Because I haven't gotten my vinyl. I think it comes later. So you covered Soundgarden. How did that?
We did, yeah. That's a dangerous one to cover.
Why? Why it's dangerous?
It's just well, from a vocally, like, Chris Cornell to me is a bit as a god as a vocalist, because he's just, he was amazing. So it's like it's a challenge, but it was really good fun. We're Soundgarden fans, and it was a bit of a spur of the moment decision. Laura at Listenable thought it'd be cool to have a sort of bonus cover track, it just dedicated to the CD, and we just thought, rather than doing, because we've done Sabbath before, we've we did Metallica before, we've even done Deep Purple before. We thought, why don't we try Soundgarden? That'd be good fun. So we did, and that was it. There wasn't like we didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. We just thought, fuck it, let's just do this.
So that was your first and only choice. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, we didn't. There was no. I think because Jamie had been listening to a lot of Soundgarden at the time, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we should try this one." And it was like, "All right, cool."
Perfect.
Yeah.
Video clips. You have released Swarming Flies. First of all, what was the band's input on that video?
So I came up with a storyboard for it,
Hmm.
of how I wanted it to sort of be, because the song itself is kind of about repetitive thinking, or like unwanted thoughts that you find really difficult to sort of get out of your head. And I think I just sort of related it to, like insects and swarming flies that that you can't get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did the storyboard, I tried to sort of make it like band footage to be slightly disjointed, maybe like, and like a sort of a dark presence there as well. It's very DIY. Our friend Alan, he did the video footage. He's an amazing photographer and really good at doing videos and stuff as well. And then he did the footage and then gave it to me, and I just pieced it all together.
Interesting. Swarming flies made me think, flies go around crap. I avoided saying shit.
You said it now.
Yeah. But these are the things that we are trying to get out of our mind, but we cannot. Mm-hmm. This is why we have the flies.
Yeah, it's the basic idea. Yeah.
No. Will you be releasing another video or just
probably not? I mean, we did think about doing one for Suffering Life, but I think the label were kind of thinking that it's probably best just to keep the singles videos for like pre-release, because they maybe don't do quite as well after the album has been out. But you never know, we might do some live footage, because once we start doing our gigs, we're taking our friend Alan with us, who'll probably get some live footage of us, and we could maybe do a live release.
Okay, so live dates, what do you have planned?
So they're quite limited just for the moment, but we've got next week, actually. Excuse me, we're playing in Newcastle on the 18th and London on the 19th. And we're playing Edinburgh in August at a festival. That's kind of like our album launch. But it's an all-day festival with loads of bands from Edinburgh, or loads of bands from around about the UK and Ireland. And October we'll be in Glasgow. And then we'll probably start booking more gigs around about that. But we haven't played in over 3 years, so we're testing the waters.
You feel stressed about that?
I don't know. Stress is not the right word. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but just because it's been so long. But I'm sure, like when you go to do it, it'll feel like you haven't ever stopped doing it. But yeah, I've always got quite I don't know if nerves. It is nerves. Like, I've always had nerves. They've never, even though I've been doing it for 20 years, it's never changed. But I think that's a good thing, because it gives you the adrenaline to go up. When you're on stage, you've got that sort of energy. And I think if I stopped being nervous, that would maybe be a sign that I should just not do it anymore.
Well, you can see that some of the, some of the big bands, they turn this as an actual job, so they know, get out, play, go back, and do the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But hey, so this is the point where I ask in the interviews, after asking about the touring plans, about bringing the band to the US. So it has become so difficult for bands that have a larger fan base, more money. So I cannot imagine for a band like Kingwitz what this will entail.
Yeah, I mean, financially, a band of our size, like we're not really small, but we're not really big. We're just sort of, it is difficult touring can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like if once you're on tour, you obviously get good money from the venues, or decent money, and you usually sell decent amount of merch. So previous tours that we've done, we've always broken even. We've never actually, like, which has been good. But to go, like, because of Brexit, you have to pay, you have to pay like for more tax on the merch that you're taking places, and what was it? We didn't vote for that. But yeah, they just sort of penalise you know, like smaller musicians that are trying to just, you know, get themselves out there, which is just really shit. Obviously, it would be amazing to come over to America. And I think, you know, like it could be doable. It's just a little bit different just now because we've got a son, and touring won't be the same as what it was before. So it would probably be shorter stints. So maybe like going over to somewhere like the States, it would need to be something that was like really planned and specific,
Yeah.
and maybe when he was a tiny bit older. But yeah, I've always wanted to play in America. It'd be great.
Yeah, it's interesting that I was thinking about the visas here in the state, and I forgot about Brexit. What you guys voted for? I don't get you, man. I
We did not vote for it. We did not vote for it.
yeah, I
Like,
know, I know.
we're Scottish.
I'm speaking in a larger sense because I can say
I know.
what other
I know.
people.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think, yeah, there was a lot of lies and people got duped, and yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyhow, not our point of discussion. Laura, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for taking the time to chat to us.
And it's not only for North America. There is Latin America, who I think are easier to go there. There is Australia. There are Japan. I mean, I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you. I mean, that would be awesome. Touring, just getting to see more of the world as well. It would just be great. And it's really cool knowing that people around the world are listening to your music from a band that are from a wee small country.
Yeah, everything is relative. And when I said previously a small band like in which I didn't mean small in the sense, you know what
No,
I'm saying,
yeah,
only
like
about the
I
economic
totally,
side.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, so maybe one day that would be very cool, and maybe we could meet you. That would be cool.
Absolutely. Thank you very much again, and have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.